Dave Dyment. I'm an artist. I'm standing in front of the Southern Albertan Art Gallery in Lethbridge, Alberta, where tonight my new film, Watching Night of the Living Dead, will debut. Watching Night of the Living Dead is a 136-minute film that takes the original 1968 zombie classic, Night of the Living Dead, by George Romero, and kind of reanimates it using footage found from other television shows, other movies, in which the characters themselves are watching the original film. So the origin for the project was I was listening to the director's commentary for the film Sid and Nancy, and there's a scene in which Gary Oldman as Sid is in a hospital watching television, and the film that he's watching is Night of the Living Dead. And the director, Alex Cox, explains on the commentary track that the reason they chose that film over any other was because it was in the public domain and they could use it for free. Because of a very small clerical error involving the lack of the copyright C symbol, the movie was never protected by copyright. So the filmmakers did not profit a single penny from this piece that they poured their life savings into and all of their time into a real labor of love production. If it had been in the public domain, it probably wouldn't have shown incessantly at drive-ins, every Halloween for 50 years on television. So the thing that prevented them from earning any royalties also established, cemented their personal legacies. When I give talks about my work, the first question invariably is always about copyright. And I'm typically a bit rude. I dismiss it out of hand and say that I don't care about copyright. And what I mean is that I don't care about litigation. I'm not fearful that I'm going to be sued.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
But it's an incorrect answer to the question because, of course, I am extremely interested in copyright in terms of the way that it functions, the way that it can influence and shape a culture. Something that's ostensibly designed to protect culture often has, of course, negative repercussions. And I think this project perhaps best exemplifies that idea within my practice and serves as the best possible case study for what type of impact copyright can have on an artwork. So as you might imagine, the research on this became a little bit obsessive. I would spend hours and hours and hours essentially searching variations on phrases in Google to try and track down the information that I needed, to the extent that Google sent me on more than one occasion a message saying that we have detected suspicious activity from your account, and that I had to sit out basically for an hour in the corner to ensure that I wasn't scraping for data.
You better watch this and try to understand what's going on.
I made a work a couple of years ago called The Day After Tomorrow, and it consisted of me spending about a year finding every single disaster film that had ever been made. And then I took those films and I edited out all the extraneous information so that the only thing you saw was the scenes of destruction. And then I arranged them across 20 monitors so that simultaneously one could stand in front of this series of TV sets and watch 20 different locales all at the same time, all being destroyed, and then they were looped, so it sort of becomes this infinite wall of destruction. And I typically work the way that an obsessive collector might. Sometimes I have to kind of get into the head of the obsessive fan to complete a project, and that's certainly the case here. Someone asked me the other day if my piece was an homage to Romero, and the answer is that it's not exactly an homage, but it's kind of about homage. It's about what happened to this small independent film made in Pittsburgh that inspired legions of other filmmakers to pick up cameras and make their own films independently.